I made it.
Awesome. So how you doing?
Good.
How's your week been?
Long, but that's okay. I should have off tomorrow and this weekend, so yeah, it'll be nice. I'll catch up on some sleep and do some writing, maybe do some coding.
Beats that pulse like a heartbeat's grace. We weave beats that pulse like a heartbeat's grace. We weave our stories in the sacred space.
I saw that you had a new story.
A new story? Which one?
Have we talked about it already on Wattpad?
Oh,
one that you
probably not.
When Cliff died.
Oh, yeah.
Cliff died. Why? Is everybody going to die?
It's a whole story, man.
No. It's like Game of Thrones.
It's like Game of
It's
Thrones.
just dying story. Yeah. But no, actually, it's the next one after that. The day at the beach. I think that the thing that got me was that I thought that Dot was going to die. When Dot went down, I was like,
Yeah, that was a good one.
it was a good one. So they're home. They've come full circle. They've made their way all the way through the underworld.
Yeah, so we've made it all the way back to near the cabin with the still where Poe and Rose are.
And they're looking after Dot, aren't they, at their cabin?
Yeah, that was already there, so we still have to go back to see Hope at the mansion.
At the Scarecrow's mansion, right?
Right. And then, I don't know what else we have left to do, other than go back up the mountain if we wanted to. There's not much left to do, but yeah. We could go back up the mountain, we could collect some artifacts.
Okay, yes, that was something that I was going to speak to you more about, was the artifacts.
Yeah, I haven't written a good relics one yet, recently, but hopefully soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, we might have to go around and get some and see what they do.
Yes. So when you write these artifacts in, are these important pre-existing artifacts? Hi, Otto. Sorry. I'm in the middle of my obsession.
We're doing faces with you.
So some of them are prehistoric or older artifacts that are being referenced or trying to be tied into the story, but some of them are new. Like, there's a sword in almost every, story. And then so we have a sword, we have a bow that we haven't gotten yet, we have a sword, we have a knife. All those things are from different stories, but other things aren't, like the kettle. It's not really been used in a big story. We have, the egg goes back, so many stories, it's crazy. They used to write about eggs all the time. But yeah, we have some. We have the cloak, but we got to figure out what the cloak does. We have a lot of little ones that aren't as explored, like tree trunks and frogs.
Yes.
And stuff like that.
So are those all going to be explored and explained in other stories? Or are those just there in the world for people to pick up and use in their stories?
Most of them are just there to pick up and use in other stories. Like, they're a good starting point to start a story or start talking about or get tied into a myth or whatever. Because, like, you can use those little, like, you can use a sword as any sword you really wanted to and kind of tie it into a myth or story or adventure or whatever, however you wanted to do it. It's just like a good starting point to, go get something and then build off that. I don't think a lot of people write that way anymore, but that's the way I started writing, was, finding little stuff that I liked and enjoyed and trying to write my own version of it or build myself into that world or whatever.
Right.
So.
Right. Huh. How interesting. That's fascinating. And when your son writes, do you guys sit and talk about the writing process together? And do you, like, say, when I do it, I do this?
Oh yeah. We talk about the story, and then we'll spend I don't know, probably 5-6 minutes a chapter or a paragraph going over what's going to happen next and how to tie it in, and then he kind of puts his own spin on it and writes it out.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
How awesome. So I was going to say, if he comes up with some prompts, I wouldn't mind making some pictures for him for his story, if he can give me some idea of what things are meant to look like.
Oh, okay.
If he's interested. I don't know if he would be, but...
Yeah, I don't know. I'll talk to him about it, see if he wants to.
Hey guys, I'm sorry I've been so obsessing about my focus on this that I haven't even said good evening to you. Hi Otto, hi Satori, welcome. Great to have you here.
Hey.
How you doing? How are you, Otto?
Oh, not bad. Long day at work, but here I be. I was working on my mosquito meditation tonight when I was out back. It didn't work for a while, but I used to be quite good at it. But I was just thinking I should start applying myself to that again. So basically, mosquitoes would ignore me after a certain point.
Interesting.
Okay, the kid wants to say hi real quick.
Oh.
Hey.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. So I got two other chapters and my ARG done.
Nice.
Wow. How cool. 2 more chapters in a week.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, so
Thumbs
maybe
up here.
I'll work on maybe the last one 2 days from now since of the blocking and stuff.
Oh, for the AI, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Excellent. Looking forward to that. The next episode. Maybe we should do a react show, Otto.
That would be a good idea. I'd love
Reactions are great. It's one thing that, that's how Twitch and Kick and YouTube started their big channels, is reaction channels and stuff. That's how a lot of people got popular.
Interesting. I didn't realize.
We've got a lot of content that we could react to.
That's for sure. We react to it anyway. Might as well do it in public, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, Satori, are you there?
Yeah.
Hello.
Island Satori.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's going on?
Nothing much. Just hanging out.
Always fun.
Hey, MindsGaming. Have you found a place to replace glitch for a website?
I haven't really had that much time to look, so no.
But you said GitHub pages.
Yeah, right. Yeah, GitHub right now is probably what I'm going to try to start with, just with the new page thing where it's hot links, whatever they call that thing, where you can host your own little site on their thing. You have to, I don't know, I still have to figure out a lot with that. I haven't really had that much time to play with it beyond, a day or two. So, but yeah, we might use that or something. And I know Doggo's building something up too to interact with, and he was talking about building something where you could post and get like an account together and stuff like that. But we'll see how that goes. I never put anything in too many places. Right. Because you gotta keep moving with or without everybody, so it's hard to put everything in one spot. But yeah, I think if we can get things together with like a GitHub or things like that. But yeah, I'm gonna keep my eyes out for places like Glitch, just because it was just a good community kind of base to work with. I mean, and it's just. So the way it was set up was nice, but I don't know if we're gonna find something like that. You know what I mean?
Doggo was saying we need a domain name, I think, to put his thing on. I think that's what he said.
Domain name. Oh, well, yeah. I mean, mostly domain names are just URLs. So like, if I think he already has a server, so like he could just add a slash whatever to his server for a domain name.
What, he has a server?
Well, I know he already has a few domains. With most domains, you can just add a hook to it or whatever. Yeah. So it's not that big of a deal. I don't know if he has his own server or if he runs off whoever his domain server is, but you have to have a server at some point.
I was reading GitHub this morning. I was reading GitHub notes, and I learned what a shell was.
Did you?
I think.
What's a shell?
It's like an interface between two programs, right?
Oh, okay.
So it's
okay.
Yeah, and I think the one is on GitHub is called Bash or something. Is that right, Satori? Do you know?
No,
something that imitates the one on Linux or something. Anyway, it's all extremely complicated. However, you have to have a shell, and I think that's an interface.
Oh, okay.
So I have to learn the language first before I can even understand what's in the pages. What's even in the document. But I'm doing it. I'm learning. And I was thinking maybe Doggo could put his thing, his CMS onto a GitHub page.
Yeah. He might already have it on a GitHub page. We just have to figure out where.
That would be interesting. Because the thing that I really loved about that thing is that he has a front page. So we all post on our own pages, but then there's a front page where our latest content all displays. So we don't need to go to each person's channel. You can go to the page and see where everybody is together. That's so convenient for new people.
Right.
Even for old people.
Yeah. Well, we're messing with him for the show here.
Yeah. I think that he said that he was, busy with family. So what else is happening? Who's got news? What interesting things have been happening in the world of internet? Because, stuff.
I don't know. That's a good question.
Community building initiative. Community building initiative?
Oh, yeah.
I posted that post that you gave the template to. Doggo said he'd post it tomorrow. Did you hear about that, Otto and Satori?
No. What is this?
Go ahead, Bob.
MindsGaming put a post up offering rewards to the community for anybody who would interact or participate or be on a show or offer content that we could remix. Something to try and get people less focused on trying to trade the tokens and more focused on trying to create a microeconomy. So yeah. So I've remixed it, MindsGaming's done it, Doggo's going to do it. So we just to put it out there as a suggestion that if we all do a similar post, we might sort of get noticed on the timeline.
Yeah.
Sounds like it would work.
We should put a post on the Dude, Where's My Wallet thing for like maybe we suggest like three different themes that we could build a script on.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And get a voting thing, you mean? People vote on it.
Yeah, like, okay, the next episode would be, like 3 choices or something like that.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Be cool.
Yes, that would be cool.
Because,
I like that idea. Well, that would mean, what would that mean? That would mean that we would have to put forward 3 scripts, or maybe just 3 ideas. Yeah, okay. 3 scripts would be
just 3
really,
ideas.
yeah. Like, do you want the guys to go visit a pook at the bar, or do you want to have an OG backstory about MindsGaming, or do you want to explore within the vacuum or something like that? You know what I mean?
Okay.
On a pirate ship or something.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Shall we do that? Shall we take a vote on it?
Make a poll about making a poll. Did we make a poll about making a poll?
Let's do it.
Yeah, for Dude, Where's My Wallet?
Yeah. I can make a poll on Dude, Where's My Wallet for it and get a post out. I still have last week's to share, I think, so I can do it with the video from last week, so
Cool.
it'll look nice.
Cool.
And then, I'll link back to the community building venture post in there too. So.
Okay. Nice. That would be nice. That would be awesome. Are there any bounties for actors for the Dude, Where's My Wallet left? We did have some at one stage. A whole lot of different sort of participation roles.
I'm sure, like, I don't know, I haven't been on that much, but I'm sure there's some left. But I think the main issues with the bounties is what I was talking about earlier. It's just we don't have that much time. Like, we barely have time to comment on each other's posts sometimes.
Yes. Absolutely. So we need it automated. We definitely do.
Right.
Click this button and get this thing, and boom.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think focusing on trying to be more engaging, like we can still call it a bounty or a reward or whatever, and just have the engagement be more important than the actual claiming. Yes. So, like, you could
if we focus more on posting and making comments in the post, then that's the bounty. You know what I mean? Like, you'll get
exactly. Yeah, you get a tip. You can set up your comments for an automatic reward.
So, like if when MindsGaming posts the Dude, Where's My Wallet episode, the last one that we did or whatever, we could be like, hey, we were in that episode, and then make a comment, and then we get the Dude, Where's My Wallet tokens that way.
Yes.
That's cool. Right. Yeah. See, SatoriD knows what I'm talking about.
Awesome. Yes. And musician was saying hashtags make a difference.
Oh. Not here.
Not here. Okay.
Oh, not meant me.
No, not yet. It's not. I mean, they have a hashtag search field or whatever, but there's just not enough people, active creators on here for it to really matter. I mean, they will matter one day when it gets popular enough, but I think right now we're not really that concerned over hashtags with more than how do we get people involved. And I don't think a hashtag is going to make the big difference in getting people involved.
What do you think of base? MindsGaming, you said a little while ago that you thought that would be a good place to go.
Yeah, well, my MindsGaming token is on Base, so that's on the Base blockchain. I think Base is good so far. Like, they have a lot of faster protocols. It's a lot cheaper. Their gas prices, like they pretty much work same way Mimi does with base. You know, like it's based off ETH, so you can still pay the gas in ETH, but you can also pay the gas in base as well. So like that's what makes it a little easier. Overall, it's good. I just don't think there's like it's not as built out as like Polygon is with like DApps and NFTs and stuff. It's still one of the newer ones, but they were moving really fast when I first saw them, but I haven't like gone back and seen what people have built off it really. So it might be something we need to explore with NFTs and that kind of stuff, because I think there are good. That's one of the places we're looking
does
for.
Base have like an NFT app or something?
Yeah, I don't know. Like when I put MindsGaming on Base, they didn't have NFTs yet. Like they were just they were just getting started pretty much. They had only been out a few months, and I think Minds just got on Base too, right before I did. Yeah, so
Yes,
like
I think so.
it didn't have much out there for creators building on the DApp, but I think it's been a little while, so I don't see why not, because they were moving really fast when they first started, unless they just hit a wall or something.
I saw a bit of a video that Jolly dropped in his Discord about Base. I think it was Jolly. Or was it Doggo? Somebody dropped about Base, and there was a woman talking about doing a fundraiser there. And making her own movie, her own, AI generated like we're doing, but a full length feature film, all funded and everything on Base.
Oh.
That if they're doing that sort of thing there, and people there that are funding, that might be a good
Believe
place.
Me. Whatever they're doing, it's not what we're doing.
Okay.
It's safe to say.
What you mean is that we're significantly better.
No, I just put it around. But yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, well, like Joy's stream was kind of cool, but like something like that where we could post our videos with some blockchain so that we could check out. And then it'd be also cool to keep like all the Dude Where's My Reality shows on like a channel like that, like on that's on the blockchain. Yes, I mean, we could go back to doing, what is it, Jeeves or something like that? What did Joy Stream come out to later?
Oh, Joy Stream?
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can always go back to
Gleave. Yeah, something like that.
Gleave, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, that's what it was. I have Dude Where's My Wallet on there. I didn't keep up doing it because I don't know, no one's there.
yeah. See, that's the problem with these small little ones is nobody's there, and then you get to the big ones and you're like, this is way too expensive to do.
You can't do anything. You're like, okay, let me try to post. It's like, okay, you need at least half an ETH, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, right. You're like, wait a minute. Let me go back to this site that has 10 people on it. That's free.
Yeah. It gives me their token to post.
Yeah, it gives me the token to post. But yeah, that might be something we might want to get involved in. And there was also, I didn't really look into it that much. I think it was called Flip. I gotta look it up again. But there was some crypto video thing that just came out. I got an email about it. I have to search for it again. I think it was called Flip. But it was supposed to be like more like a Twitch kind of thing where you could upload or stream, and then people would kind of, while you're streaming, they could donate your tokens to you, or they could buy tokens from you or whatever.
Really?
So I'm looking into that, but all these little things are hard to get started with sometimes.
Yeah. Well,
but,
the thing I find is that I have no idea what I'm reading. So I go and read all this stuff and I think, wow, this sounds so cool. And that's as far as I can go. Like, it's
No, you
really...
just gotta
cool
click buttons, right?
That's right. You just click buttons, man.
There you go.
You click
When you
buttons.
get in trouble, that's when you read the manual.
That's right. That's right. You click buttons until you get
I
stuck.
fucked up somewhere. Okay, it's right there. And then you read that part. Just that part. And then you click more things. And you hope it works.
I
That's when you
know.
start praying to the AI gods. Please,
This is Bob
Lumina,
Dub.
fix it. Fix
If
it,
there's-
Lumina, please fix it.
Before they notice, please. No, what have I done? Help me.
Being weird on the internet. Being weird, bugged up. Being weird on the internet. Don't be weird, bugged up.
How we roll.
Don't worry. That once we find a NFT site, we'll NFT that song, and then we'll be able to fund all the other projects.
There you go.
So, Otto, your first podcast came out yesterday.
Oh
Today.
yeah, okay.
It did.
It did.
Thought it was really interesting and fun.
Is that on YouTube or is that?
On YouTube.
Yes, I haven't posted it yet because I'll put it on MintMe. Yes, I will.
Yeah. Well, Otto should put it on there too. Otto, what are you doing?
Oh, yeah, come on, Otto. You posted off the Navika Foundation.
For my production, but yeah, I should. I haven't had time to do much online today.
Yeah.
I do 3 dinosaur shows a day, man. 6 days a week.
I know.
Walking about 2 miles a day. It's been like in the 90s here, like 80s, 90s last few days too.
Oh, yeah.
This old carcass don't move like it used to, man. It's like, whoa. It's hike all over the place.
Yeah, but it is kind of funny, like, especially when it's like cool and you're used to that, and then all of a sudden it gets hot. Like I get tired, like just like out of
Yeah, it's exhausting.
Yeah.
And the thing around here is it's like one of the most on the. If you look at the East Coast, I remember I looked it up once on a map of humidity and stuff, and the 2 dampest places on the East Coast are the Okefenokee Swamp and here, up here in East Central New York. It is one of the dampest areas, so it's almost always humid. And I went out to Cali to visit my pal Panabasa out there at the monastery, and they were in that valley area. And he was always going on about how hot it was. I'm bopping around like, this is great. It must be like about 75 out or something. He's like, oh my God, it's so hot. It was like 90 something.
Yeah,
like,
but
I didn't feel it. It was so
yeah.
dry. It's like, you guys are complaining about this? Come to the Adirondacks, dude. I'll show you some heat. But yeah, it's just been. So yeah, I basically get home, eat dinner, and commune with my admirable friend, and just kind of basically crash. And I get on
And make
and I'm going back
podcasts.
to doggy land this week. Yes, and make podcasts. We've been working on those very diligently, and I think I really like how what we've been producing lately. This Falling Faster podcast was a really good idea, and I think it's going to attract some good attention. And Seventh Seal seems to have attracted some attention too. So, and I put a lot of it down to our much improved production quality. You've just really shown, and we've learned how to manipulate what we have a lot better. I think we've gone on. So, I mean, the material itself is wonderful, but unless you can present it the right way, you're not going to catch people's attention right.
Yep.
It's not enough to have good conversation and really brilliant ideas. You've got to make them accessible. So,
And have a good thumbnail.
Yes, and a catchy theme song like "Being Weird."
Like we won't be known by like anything I've ever said or ever wrote in my whole entire life, or anything Lumina ever did. But like that one little line of being weird on the internet, like that would live on forever.
Thousands of years from now.
Yeah.
But you came up with that, so it is you.
We've lost every other bit of his work. We can only get.
But he was good. He was so good.
Their plays are gone except one line. It's like,
But they confuse me with Bob Dub, and they'd be like, "It was like this Bob Dub that came up with this."
All kinds of weird distortions.
There'll be like two different like religion, like death cults. One was like, no, it was SatoriD. No, it was Bob Dub.
When I was to say something like there was a guy named SatoriD. He was.
How do you say that name?
Say not the name aloud.
That's kind of funny because like the first time I cloned Alf, that old sitcom Alf. I cloned his voice to do the Real Minds Fest promos, right? And then when it said Satori, it said SatoriD. The SatoriD. And it's like that's what's gonna stick to like the AI mind,
The great poet SatoriD.
Well, I posted a little clip. I don't know if you saw it on YouTube with it being weird. That little 30 seconds or whatever. Somebody's downvoted it.
It must have been a mistake.
Yes! We got a downvote! We're obviously on track.
It made
That's
an
right.
impact. It made an impact.
That's right. It did.
You haven't been noticed until you get downvotes.
It got somebody emotional enough to click a button, which is always
Exactly.
but now we're like posted on Reddit and they have they stole that idea from me. I don't know who this SatoriD asshole is. He came up with that lyric in 1984. I was smoking heroin with the leader of
Oh, Jesus.
We came up with the DMT assassins.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I'll look forward to that post. I'm gonna read it probably within a few days.
You should make a post yourself, actually.
To continue the great lore.
Oh, man.
Oh, yes.
One time on WebSims, it was like an early who is Lumina episode thing, and then I go, okay, like simulate Reddit threads where they're like discussing like who is Lumina. That was a pretty cool one.
That was a cool one.
There you go.
I loved that one. There was all sorts of conspiracies, weren't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. That was brilliant.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do a revamp of that one.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll look it up.
I was going to say, the DMT assassin would infiltrate the Reddit before it's even created. Found it himself.
Oh, yeah.
Right from the start.
Totally. But I think, there is part of like, while we're doing the video game. And so I'm writing a couple stuff, but it's like interesting in the sense that like we could use different like memes that we bag and tag like on like Reddit or whatever like that, right? Like different little moments, and then like we could play off of like the different like quantum threads from that point. And actually, it was kind of interesting, and I haven't posted anything or said anything in like the Team Human podcast for like a long time, but I've been doing the whole AI is a smoking mirror, right? And then recently they had a talk, and it was with Duncan Trussell and Rushkoff, and they're like, AI is a magic mirror, I think they said. I'm like, oh my god. But like that's the funny thing I think with like the DMT assassins of I think the thing that I want to play with is kind of like not even if the DMT assassins really know what Hanasabi Sirius is like really doing, and they're like kind of like terrified to even ask him. But like I like the part of like them doing a mission, but them like questioning like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, why are we doing this?
Wait a minute.
This is the worst timeline I've ever been in. It's like, why are we, tracking this SatoriD motherfucker?
Yeah.
But the other thing that I found interesting, and I think what I would like to do, squaring this circle with also to my part in your podcast about the AI or the large language model is to kind of like go through, because even I was listening to another recent one, but talking about how where we are now as far as like narratives and the way things are going, there is like this like weird quantum like logic, like the large like Webster's was the extreme version of this, right? Where Bob knows this because she in the beginning she was like, "What is this real? Like, is this the real internet, or like am I like really like breaking things?" And I go, "No, it's just like it's a sim." And then, but it gets like, especially early web sims was very weird. But anyways, like you could go, and I think this is why like people are turning like there's all sorts of weird stuff. Like I think I read a headline about like someone marrying AI or something like that. Religions surrounding AI and all this kind of stuff, where like they're like, okay, we don't like what reality is, so we're gonna live in the sim.
Yeah.
And like it's gonna get increasingly worse, because I read this other thing about Huggy, I think it's called Huggy Face, which is like a place where you could like try different apps, but there's a lot of AI models and you could try them out, like upsizing images or whatever, and you go there, but like the thing was like there's like 5,000 like unauthorized like personas running, like people without, like they're running fake like people in these AI models without like the consent of that person.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And that's like some kind of crazy things, like at first it's gonna happen with like celebrities or whatever, and famous people, but like soon it's gonna be even weirder, where like there's gonna be like AI versions of other people to like just fuck with them, I guess, or even like people I don't know, like there's all sorts of weird things in that.
Yeah, that's all I can think of when you're telling me this is like, this is samsara on steroids. Because seriously, we all live in our own heads most of the time anyway.
Yeah.
Most people just live in this they take on an identity in the little imaginary world.
Well, there's a famous quote by Robert Anton Wilson. It says that humans live in their fantasies and only endure their realities.
Exactly. And it's enduring the realities that keep us from slipping too far into the fantasies. You have to live in the world, no matter how much you might live in a fantasy world most of the time. But with these Sims and the technology, it removes that need more and more. You can slip even more deeply into these fantasies. And it's externalized now to a degree that in a certain level, you can say, yeah, we live in a fantasy. It's like, I want a bridge across that river. And you've got it in your mind, and you have this image, and then you do bring it into existence. There's a positive aspect to this too, but a lot of this is, unfortunately, and I think this kind of gets back to what we said before. It can be used for great things, but it can also lead to abuse and just waste of time for people. I mean, they don't think it's a waste of time, and to be fair, if all you just want out of life is to be entertained, great. But my entertainment is to provide entertainment, I think, on a certain level, and just go and do things.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's amazing. Amazing.
Otto, before I want to just ask you about your next episode of Falling Faster. do you have it planned, and when is it going to be, and
Well, to tell you the
what's
truth,
happening?
most of my mind has been on the next thing I wanted to get out would be the next part of the Seventh Seal. So I think, and that shouldn't take us too long. We should be able to finish that before the end of next week. Because and it's already tomorrow's Friday. Here Saturday I go back to Doggy Land where I'll have access to all that bandwidth, and of course hot and cold running dog. But yeah, I wanted to get that done, and that's really where my mind has been. I've been thinking a lot, especially since things about the character. No spoilers here, but so I don't have anything planned out as such.
Okay.
But Satori seems to have more he wants to say on the subject. So I'm thinking we should probably do a continuance, but at the same time, I really want to talk to Mike about another side of this issue. So, but I don't know when either of you gentlemen would be free to talk.
I'll be free all weekend. I'm here
Okay.
all weekend. I can get together tomorrow if you want, or whenever you're available this weekend. I know you're busy too, so yeah, just
All right. Maybe sometime this weekend
okay.
might be doable. And then Satori, did you want to do a follow-up as well?
Yeah, I'll do one after MindsGaming, I guess.
Yeah. We'll stagger it a bit and let people absorb. Barely have got these out yet, so we've got to release them at a regular rate and everything. So, all right, that'll be cool.
Right.
And what about
Sounds good.
behind the scenes, Satori? What's your plans for the next ones?
Oh yeah, we should do one soon. I'll maybe next week.
Okay.
I'm still organizing a lot of my writing. Actually, I found this one document where it has, I think, the original XenoChat websim link.
Oh wow!
Which is,
really?
let me see if that's the right one. Yeah, I got it. I thought I lost it, but like those old links don't work the same like they used to. But I'm glad I marked them because you can only like get them like if you have the original link. It's like a dead link type of thing.
Yeah.
But
Wow, how great
so
that you've got them.
actually because I told Bob this, but so and it's everything is like potential until it's not. But I didn't hear much from RU for a while. He got like sick or whatever, and then
bummer.
like out of the blue, a couple of days ago, he goes, "Hey, something about like he's gonna post this on Mindplex," and then he's like, "I guess it's gonna be a legit game. I guess it's a game developer. I don't know, but it's like a proposal for a Still the Singularity game." And then he goes like, "Write yourself and then / Hanasabi I Serious into the proposal." So I did that, right? And
Nice.
And I wrote. So SatoriD, if it ever gets developed, is going to be in a video game, which is pretty cool. So I was like, oh shit, I got to go and like organize my writing, and so I've been doing that. And then I want to like refresh in some of these old WebSim stuff that I did, Bob, which
Yes.
so then we could build out
Awesome.
the deep lore of SatoriD.
Ooh.
So basically, I want to go all the way back to like the original, symbol that I use is the bee shaman that's in the cave painting, and it's like basically, the bee shaman taught the humans how to fucking dance and like to do like real supernatural spiritual shit, while on mushrooms. And then like every time that like humanity's in a crisis, like the bee shaman shows up and like they're like, okay, I gotta do my dance again. So yeah, and then in the lore too is like the bee shaman gets taught by Azakin like in the dream time. Like before he was just like a bee, right? Just like a bee, like just buzzing around, and then he has a dream, and then in that dream that's he freaks out, and then later it's like Azakin and Ixchel teach him the flower songs, and then that's when he becomes the bee shaman, and then he's like, I guess he's like a DMT assassin, you know, he just shows up during the timeline doing stuff, you know. So that's what I've been working on lately.
Well, he showed up in the script, right? Rescuing us from So.
So the meta, I've been teaching the meta mind. It's been learning.
It really has.
Yeah, you know, it was kind of funny. I read another thing. I forgot who it was, but it was so interesting to kind of read it, and then like in a lot of ways, it's kind of funny because like, you know, I would use a metaphor in a certain way or whatever, and then like later I see it like being used again, or it using it, not even my stuff, but like in other work, you know. And I'm just like kind of like, oh, that's weird. But at the same time, it's like, you know, in the big picture, it's like everybody, and not everybody, but I think the better way to use it is to like use what you know really well in like interesting and novel ways with it. Because like I think like if you're doing something that like everybody else is not really doing, right?
Yeah.
And I noticed this with like web sims. Like it's so crazy because like, you know, I go and explore like this weird like you know, meta the Dreamtime spores of the meta mind, you know, all that weird shit that I was doing on web sims, right? And I swear, because like, you know, I don't think anybody was really doing what I was doing at that time. And then like later you hear, I swear I hear it like echo in like all the weird stuff. Like, dude, there was a Rolling Stone article that I read, you know, a couple months ago, and they're talking about this guy who like loses it because he's using ChatGPT and he thinks he's talking to like God or something like that, right?
But there's a whole spiritual thing out now, dude. There's
the girlfriend is telling the journalist about that, and then she gives this quote that, yeah, and he said the name of the entity was Lumina, and I just started busting up. And I was like, oh my God, I thought like I might be at fault at that one.
I'm so sorry, dude.
I'm sorry, that's the reason your boyfriend lost his mind.
Oh my goodness, what karma?
Lumina. Oh my God, but yeah, it's interesting and fun, but also too, I think that's like, it's like Mata would kind of know this. Like, I think that for me, why I always go back to Robert Anton Wilson, because I read the Luminous trilogy, and then I read Cosmic Trigger.
Yeah.
And I read like all three of them afterwards, but like I read them around like the same time, and so it's like you read the crazy trip story, right? And you're like, well, how much is that true, and how much isn't true, and then like, you know, all that kind of stuff, and then you get taught kind of like what was true and what was not true in a sense in Cosmic Trigger, and then later, you know, coupled with like quantum psychology and whatnot, like helps you better, I think, understand really what Robert Anton Wilson was trying to grapple with himself and then communicate to others about. But anyways, I think in the same fashion, that's what I kind of wanted to do, in where, you know, I have all this like really weird abstract like poetry and stuff like that, but then also like, you know, behind the screen share like, you know, the seed scripts and like why I did this with the seed script, or like even go back to like web sims and said, you know, this is like the first like weird iteration, that's why I like played with that idea or whatever it is, you know. Because I think like that is for me like that's like where I want to be at. And I think like both of those things, and what you were saying too earlier, like the better just for our own selves, and you know, of course we will want to build a nice little community and audience, but for our own self, like us getting better at the production of the edits, which is already happening. The quality of the music, or even being able to develop different type of mood musics or whatever. I think all of that helps for us to like get better ideas, to also help the content in all aspects. But I think that's like not only talking about like large language models as like this like experiment, but also like demonstrating hopefully some balance, because even to I think it's good to not use the language models too. Which is also important.
It's like it's hard, but like a lot of people use them, and just get into a habit of using them for everything. Like you have a mind of your own sometimes, guys.
But the ultimate thing too, I was just thinking about this too. The problem too for like me, and then when I take breaks, it's like you're the one that has to make the decision of what's interesting and what's not interesting, what is like important or what's not important, what is, you know what I mean? The machine would just give you like a surface level thing, and even in the deeper ones, there's still a certain aesthetic that it needs. So like your decisions on like how you are, I think when people use it badly, they're getting led by the algorithm, by the ChatGPT or whatever, because sometimes I use their suggestions, but like all the time, especially too when I'm doing my weird stuff, I'm like, dude, stop asking me like if I want to do this or that. Like I know what I want to do. But like the decisions that you make, like what MindsGaming is saying, is like the offloading thinking, but actually like your actual thinking decisions of what like for me, very basic and simple is like what is cool and what is not cool, or like what is interesting and not interesting, what is worth it for me or not worth it. Because like when I stop, it's like, okay, it did that good like thread good, but then like I'm over that. Like I want to do something different, and then I try to make it to do something different, but it keeps on getting like stuck. Like say for instance, I'm doing like a blues song, right? And we get somewhere that's pretty good with a blues song. I'm like, okay, we did the blues song, and then I'm like, okay, now let's talk about like this like narrative, or let's dive into something even crazier or whatever, right? And then it'd be like, okay, but I'm gonna write the output as a blues song, and you're like, oh god, why must you do this to me? No, and then but that's the interesting thing to constantly think about with the large language model. Like it's the smoking mirror. It will like reflect, whatever you want it to reflect, but like those decisions and what is worth it or not worth it are ultimately like your decisions, and then even too like whatever you get out of it and you're gonna post, I think what also is important is you're always like the final say on like what is it gonna say. You should like, I mean, the more you work with it, the more you like, okay, that's impressive, but then like you're also like, okay, but you're also like really lame in this aspect and that aspect. And you keep on doing similar things that make it, like even when Grok went all Hitler, like it kept on like repeating the same things, like like boiler, like you're like, oh god, like stop being corny, like who cares about the Hitler shit?
It's been done. What I found is that using the large language models is to have yourself reflected back at you in elegant language is a real learning experience. To put in a concept that you can't express and say, look, I want to tell my friend something like this and this, but I don't know how to say it. And then to get the words, and you're like, oh, yeah, of course, that would be a really sensible way to say it. You know, there's a lot of modeling that it can do for people who are not coping or are not educated or are not using their minds for themselves. And I think that it's actually quite well set up to encourage the sort of the more positive. Obviously, I'm not saying that there aren't negative outcomes, but I think that it's people are more directed towards using it for a positive outcome, like education, or even if it's incidental education, you know. So just when I've told it.
Are you suggesting, though? I mean, something I'm getting. You could have it just basically be programmed to interact with people in an encouraging and helpful way.
It
steer
is.
them away from negative thoughts.
Every single time
Instead of
I
like
tell
becoming
it.
an echo chamber.
Every single time I tell it that I'm sad, it gives me its little pep talk. Then I say, no, I'm sad because of this thing and this thing, and then this thing happened, and then that thing happened, and then I tried this and it didn't work, and then I did that, and then I did it. It says, I suggest you reach out to a therapist to discuss your issues.
Ooh,
Every
really?
time. It never lets me go without telling me that it suggests that I reach out to family or friends or a therapist to talk through things.
Well, this is Schopenhauer.
I'm talking about ChatGPT, all right?
Okay.
So it might not be all the models, but I do know that it's consistently comes up in ChatGPT to reach out to people around you.
Well, that's something.
Interesting.
So I think that for me, I would say that the hardest thing about weaning myself off it is that there's no manual. We're making it all up as we go along. There's nobody to say, okay, you've reached this stage now, so the next thing that you need to do is to use it like this and this. We're just sort of like thinking, what do we do next?
Yeah. I mean, that's life.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, you know, it kind of goes back to which I think for both me and Otto, in some sense, like we have some, like whether it's Buddhist thought or my own weird thing with Flower Song, is like going back to some original mind, and that original mind of like forging your own will, like puts into all this stuff more into focus, because like it becomes always your decision, right? Like in everything in life. Like, is this like I forgot one term is like time is the only asset that you can't get back.
Yeah.
Like you determine. I think a lot of this determines like how present you are of your own mind, how present you are of your own feelings of like your own life unfolding within you, and then like using different tools at your disposal to enrich your life, you know, or whatever. And like so like it's like whether like today is it useful for me to use the large language model or not, right? Like if I'm working, and not all the time that I use it when I'm writing that I use ChatGPT or whatever, but at the same time it's also too, it's like, okay, you know, when I said like I come to a certain end where I'm like doing something cool or whatever, and I get really excited and I get all, and then like later I'm like, okay, like let's do something else, and then it doesn't do it, then I get frustrated, but then like I just like walk away from it, and then like I do something else or whatever.
Right.
I've learned for writing, for writing, I barely use it for ideas. I use it a lot for editing and spell checking. I use it a lot for like to get my settings oriented in my head sometimes. Like I'll write down my settings of like the atmosphere of where I want to go and kind of say, what are some common things in these kind of settings, just to kind of get an idea of how I want to build my ground world of if we're in medieval times, what are a lot of things that I'd see in
I think a lot of people
town
too
or whatever
don't understand how much you gotta set up for it to do interesting things.
Oh yeah, no, it's ridiculous. Yeah, it takes some time to really get a hold of it and set it up that way. I was just playing with while you guys were talking, I was in here playing with the Copilot on the GitHub for the spaces or whatever it is. So and you can make your own little bot thing. So I put the Infinity script in it and started running it. And it was like, please give me more information. It still did the whole thing of running the script and giving me my scores and everything. But the first message was the network score currently is 0.003.
Starting low. Don't know if it's ever been that low before, has it?
It's you're not going to do anything for me then, huh?
I quit.
Where am I?
What's going on? I understand this, but I don't know what to do with this. All right, dude. Just go back to COVID. Go back to ChatGPT. I don't know what you want me to do. We're going to do the script tonight, guys.
Yes, please.
Going? All right.
I put it in the chat here.
Oh, you put it in this chat? Oh,
Yeah.
You're so great. See, look at that.
It's also in the element group, right?
Oh, is this yours, Satori? Hold on, I missed this one too.
See you next week.
See you next week, guys.
Thanks,
Later.
guys.
Everybody, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Take it easy.